Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about something that I really love, which is anime. If you don't know what anime is, it's basically just Japanese style cartoons. Literally just Google it, it's right there. So today I wanted to talk about how to get into anime if you're not really into anime yet. I know getting into anime can seem pretty intimidating, so I kind of just wrote out a few of my suggestions on maybe what to watch first. Maybe we can talk a little bit about different genres. And yeah, I just want to say that I know what it's like to get into something new and you don't even know where to start. So a few years ago, College Humor released a skit called The Adventures of a Butthurt Anime Fan. Basically what the skit is about is there was a couple that was like, hey, what anime should we watch? And it was basically just two people battling against each other saying, oh, don't watch that and don't watch that. One part that really stuck out to me was one guy was like, what are they doing? And the girl was like, he's making anime an inhospitable place for newcomers. And that really kind of stuck with me because I've definitely been that fan where someone will be like, hey, I watched this anime and I thought it was really good. And I'm like, ew, like that anime is trash. Without actually being like, you know what, everybody has their own opinions, everybody likes different things. Definitely the animes that people tie that to, off the top of my head, Sword Art Online. The thing about Sword Art Online is it's definitely a lot of fan service. But when you think about the premise about someone being stuck in a video game, they can feel death, they can die, it's actually pretty cool. I didn't mind the first season. The second arc of the first season, obviously, if you've seen it, you know what, like, I'm kind of talking about, just the way it ended. But again, fan service. Everybody likes different things. So that's kind of what I want to get into. I've always been interested in this kind of stuff, but I never know what to get into, what to watch first. You know, I've always been interested in the cosplay and the whole, you know, convention aspect of it. I have a few suggestions. I know watching anime on Netflix, a lot of people are like, ugh, gross. But if you don't have Crunchyroll or what's the other one? Funimation, or I actually don't know if Funimation is a streaming service yet. Is it? I don't know. But if you don't have Crunchyroll or other streaming services to watch anime, there are actually a couple really good ones on Netflix. So The Seven Deadly Sins is actually the first Netflix anime that I've actually ever watched. After watching it, I actually started reading a bit of the manga. I haven't finished it, obviously, because there's a lot. But I actually really liked it. I thought it was really funny. There is a little bit of fan service in there. I thought it was super cheesy. Like, when I first started watching it, my first thought was, this anime is written by someone who has never seen an anime. Without spoiling it, it's basically about a princess, some demons, there's magic, fear. Again, don't want to spoil it. A little bit of reincarnation. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it, but that's basically what it's about, without spoiling it. Another anime that is currently on Netflix is Your Lie in April. It is one season. It's really good. It's basically, without spoiling, it's hard to explain stuff without spoiling it. But what it's basically about is there's a little boy who used to play a lot of music. His mom kind of forced him to do so. She passed away and left him with a lot of PTSD about it. And he meets a girl who is passionate about music as well. The manga is also really good too. I've actually only read up to 3, but it seems really close to the anime as well. So if Your Lie in April is still on Netflix when you're watching this, I do suggest taking a look at it. It's beautiful and I cried. It's so pretty and the imagery is really nice. Third to watch on Netflix, Violet Evergarden. It is so beautiful. I got introduced to Violet Evergarden from some friends and I love it. I love it so much. Basically what it's about, without giving away too many spoilers, so it's basically about this girl who basically didn't have anyone in her life. She got sent off to war. She lost both of her arms. There's not too many spoilers because they do kind of talk about it right away. And then when she gets back, all she wants to do is be reunited with the one person who cared about her. Maybe they get reunited, maybe they don't. I'm not gonna spoil that. She's basically ends up being in the profession where you write like letters and stuff. It kind of seems like everyone in this world is illiterate, so they have special people that know how to write, and that's basically what she does. And you might be wondering, how does she do that without arms? Watch the anime and you'll know. You'll figure it out. So I recently just got Crunchyroll. When I say recently, I mean like I started getting Crunchyroll in August. And these are just a few of the animes that I've watched this past year. So there's an anime called Erased. It is based on a manga. I haven't read it. So Erased is more of a mystery. Again, without giving it away, it's about this guy who was basically born with this ability that every once in a while he'll go back in time a couple minutes. Basically what happens is if he feels this glitch, he's like something bad is going to happen, which means there might be a car accident or another accident might occur. After something pretty traumatic happened, which I'm not going to give away, he ends up actually going back in time almost 10 years, and he has to solve a mystery about a murder without giving too much away. It's all pretty vague, but you get the idea. The last one I kind of want to talk about is The Promised Neverland. Its season 2 is actually coming out pretty soon, so if you're gonna get into that, I'd get into it pretty soon. The Promised Neverland is kind of hard to explain because I wouldn't call it lighthearted, but I also wouldn't call it, you know, like a downer or a horror or anything like that. In the first episode, we learned that there's a bunch of kids that live in an orphanage, and all of those kids they've grown up together, they come as babies, they grow up, and sometimes they get adopted, and these kids leave. But what we also found out is that it's actually not an orphanage and it's actually a farm. And what happens is they are raised for meat and then they are shipped out. There's a few main characters that kind of figure this out, and basically their goal is to escape and watch the anime to learn more. I know that The Promised Neverland has a manga. I've only read up to like 4. Because I really like the anime and I don't want the manga to give the anime away because I'm waiting for season 2. And I'm like, oh, I just want to watch it, you know? So another thing about getting into anime is knowing what you already like. A lot of us kind of already know what we like. You know, you like romances, you like horrors, and things like that. Definitely what I would suggest is starting out is figure out what you already like. If you're already into romances, just Google romance animes and see what comes up, read a little bit about them, and then watch them. And then maybe, you know, try something new. Just like TV and just like, you know, regular books and movies, there are different genres. You know, there's the slice of life, there's the yuri, there's the yaoi, there's horror, there's mystery, sci-fi, there's supernatural, there's magic. I definitely have family members who growing up were like, oh man, like I'm never gonna watch an anime, and then I'll suggest one to them and they'll watch it and they're like, oh my god, where has this been all my life? Overall, if you are just getting into anime and you don't know where to start, ask some friends, Google some things, figure out what you already like from, you know, movies and TV shows, and move from there. I used to not really like horror movies and I hate scary movies, but I love suspenseful animes. Mainly because they're not live action, and to me that's less scary. Anyway, that does it for today. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed, I don't know, subscribe if you want to. I'm gonna leave a link below to that College Humor skit that I was talking about, as well as my Instagram and Twitter link. If you do watch a lot of anime, leave a comment below of maybe what your favorite anime is and what it's roughly about. In future videos, I want to talk about my favorite genres of anime, my favorite animes, and maybe even some of the first animes I started watching. Okay, real talk for a second here. If you are just getting into anime and you don't know anything about it and you're just, you know, I'm gonna ask my weeb friends what I should watch, do not, and I mean do not, watch Buku no Pinku. I've been that friend where people have been like, hey, you're like, you know, the weeb expert. What should I watch? You know, I kind of want to get into this. And I've been like, hey, like, here's a link to this really cool anime. It has like a few episodes. You know, just watch the first one at least. And they're like, oh man, like I'm so excited. I had this one friend where I literally sent him the link and he's like, man, I'm so excited to get, you know, an opinion from you because you always seem so passionate about everything you're watching. You're always so excited to talk about it, and you know, you're always excited to be like, hey, what's next? And he's like, yeah, right when I'm done work, I'm gonna click on this link and I'm gonna watch my first anime. And I felt bad. And I was like, ooh. But I didn't want to end the joke. I was young, you know, I was like 16, 17. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, we're still friends. We talk sometimes, but definitely scarred him. Just don't watch it. I'm not even gonna explain what it's about. It's not for kids. It's not for anyone, but especially not for kids. Do you believe in love after love? I feel something inside me saying, I really care enough to love.